Hi guys, this is Amir Suhail. Today I want to present about big data. Let us see. Before going to big data, I want to give small introduction about what it is. As many of you have heard about big data, the word is a buzzword in the industry. You may have heard many times people saying that big data is the latest technology in the industries. It's gaining more importance. It's a trending technology, etc. Before going to know about the technologies involved in the big data, we should know about what is big data. So this tutorial is with understanding of what big data is. Let us see one by one. The image which you are seeing in the very first slide shows you that it is a binary data. Binary data is nothing but the data which is in the form of zeros and ones. Whatever the data that is going to store by the computer is in the form of zeros and ones. So many of you may get doubt about after seeing the image that what is this image, what it is actually showing. So the image is showing different computers having binary data. It is representing in a pictorial form. Let us see what is big data by definition. As I have said, big data is a buzzword. Why it is called a big data? You have seen here big data, the term itself suggests that it is a large amount of data. It's not the term suggests that it's a big data. It doesn't mean that it's only data in terms of GBs. Big data are the data which have a size in TBs or petabytes. Here, if we go according to the definition, we see that it describes the massive volume of both structured and unstructured data. Do you know what is structured data? Okay, let us see. Structured data is nothing but the data which is arranged in a particular form. Like you take SQL, the data will be arranged in the form of tables. We have many tables in the SQL. We join the tables. We have the data is organized in a particular manner. Like example of big data is tables of employees working in a company, or the products available in the company and their information about the quantity, what amounts of products sold, etc. And unstructured data. Let us understand what is unstructured data. The term unstructured data suggests that it is not a structured data. What it means? What it means that it's not a structured data. Like you take images, video files, audio files. These are not arranged in a particular format. So these are not structured data. They are not arranged in the form of tables. They are different format. For unstructured data, we have example of Facebook. I think many of you are using Facebook. You do many activities in Facebook like posting, like uploading the images, uploading the videos, recording the audios, video calling, etc. The data generated by all these activities are stored in the form of unstructured data. Unstructured data is not handled by the relational databases. Here, big data definition says that it describes the structured and unstructured data that is so large that it is difficult to process using traditional database. What is traditional database? Like MySQL. We have Oracle database. It doesn't handle very large data. Very large data in the sense, in terms of petabytes, exabytes, etc. It doesn't handle that much of data, traditional database. So, in many enterprise scenarios, let us take very big companies that handles large amount of data. In that scenario, it has to handle the very big data that is generated by their activities. Overall saying, the definition says that big data is a large amount of data which is generated by the activities performed in various aspects, and it's saying that the traditional database doesn't have the capacity to handle this big data. Now in the coming slides we will see what technologies are used to handle big data, what is the need of analyzing the big data, how to analyze the big data, and what is the use of it, how the companies are getting benefited from this, and what are the job opportunities that are there within big data. Nowadays we see that the data is increasing rapidly. Here we see that increasing in 1 year is around double to the existing data available up to previous years. It means that, let us take an example of this year 2015. Assume that whatever the data that has been generated up to 2014 is at one side, and the same amount of data is generated in the year 2015 itself. Let us think that how large the data is. The data generated is exponentially increasing. It's not increasing doubles or twice or thrice. It's increasing exponentially. Here we say that if data is big data, which is more than terabytes. Now big data is in terms of petabytes or exabytes. Do you know what is petabyte? Petabyte is 1024 terabytes. Okay. Big data is available in three formats, that is structured, unstructured and semi-structured. I have said that structured data is the data which is in the form of tables like our SQL. Unstructured data is images, videos, audios, files, and semi-structured data is XML. Do you know what is XML? Know about XML. XML is the extensible markup language used in the web technologies. It is used for storing the data. Let us not go in deep into this. We will look in a separate tutorials about what it is. Now let us go about understanding big data. The basic idea behind the phrase big data is that everything we do is increasing, leaving a digital trace which we can use and analyze. What it means is that whatever the data that is being generated by our activities is leaving some kind of information for us which will help us to analyze the data and produce results out of it. I will give an example of what it is actually. Let us take, you browse videos on YouTube. Whenever you browse at the first time, whatever the data generated by your browsing on YouTube is stored in the form of in the database of the YouTube. whatever they do is they analyze whatever the videos you browse, the categories, etc. And in the next time when you browse the YouTube videos, they show you that some kind of like this, you have watched this video. Whenever you watch a video in YouTube, after visiting the second time, it shows watch, tag like watch under video, and it will also suggest some of the videos which you may are interested, etc. Let us take another example of online shopping. In online shopping, what we do is, whenever, let us take an example of Flipkart. Whenever we shop on Flipkart for the first time and the data is stored in the database, after visiting the second time to the same website, it suggests that according to our taste and preferences, it shows that the products which we may are interested, and it also shows the discount according to that. All these things are happening with the help of big data. They analyze the big data and they produce the results out of that, and which help them to attract their customers. Big data therefore refers to our ability to make use of the ever increasing volume of data. The data is increasing exponentially, so we need to analyze it. Let us go further. An example of big data might be petabytes. As I have said that petabytes are 10254 terabytes, exabytes are 1024 petabytes. It consists of billions to trillions of records. I have said that big data is nothing but it has records consisting of lakhs of lakhs in crores. It has said that billions to trillions. All this data is generated from different sources, like we say social media, example Facebook. From Facebook, can you guess what amount of data is generated by Facebook every day? The amount of data generated is 500 TB of data is generated every day. Assume it's not 500 MB, it's not 500 GB, it's 500 TB of data. How the data is stored in the Facebook data centers and how they are analyzed and how they are being used is a critical task. So going further, understanding the big data is on. So the thing which we should know here is that whatever things we are learning now, you are knowing about what is big data. Think about the reason why we want to learn big data. Because there is a technology called Hadoop. Hadoop is developed by Apache and it has many tools which are used to analyze the big data, and they are used immensely in the industries worldwide. There are many opportunities in Hadoop which makes your career. It's a trending technology and there is a need to learn about the technology. So motive behind this tutorial is to make you understand what is big data, and later I will post more tutorials about what is Hadoop, what are things involved in it, how to program it, how to analyze big data with examples. Let us go in deep in this big data. Here are some of the examples which we can see in which we can see big data. Like take here simple activities like listening to music. Whenever you feel bored while traveling or at any place, you start listening to music. The data is generated. Every activity you do on the internet, it generates data. When you listen to the music, it generates data. And there are other examples here, like when you take a picture from the smartphone, there the data gets generated. Your credit card company collects data on where you shop, and your shop collects data on what you buy. Here we have an interesting example. Whenever you visit a store, retail store, they ask you for your details. They analyze, they store the details what you have shopped in their database, and by using that data, what they do is, whenever the offer is available with that particular product, they will send you the message on your phone saying that you have this amount of discounts on this product, and it is called it has many offers and so on. So how they are doing that? The basic behind that is they analyze the data, whatever it is generated from the shopping you did, and based on that the report is generated, and based on that they fix their offers and they inform you about the latest offer. Conversation data. Whatever the conversations you made on the internet with emails or with chatting or with video calling, etc., large amount of data is generated. I have said about Facebook. Due to Facebook, large amount of data is being generated. Photo and video image data. Like I have said, we upload and share thousands of them on social media like Facebook. The increase in amount of CCTV cameras take video images, and these also generate big data. Sensor data. The data generated by sensors. Take your smartphone, it contains a GPS system which tracks every second of the day of a particular person having that device. This also generates data. Internet of Things. Do you know about Internet of Things? Yeah. It actually is controlling your hardware part using internet. Suppose take an example. You have forgot to lock your door at home and you went away, and whenever you are outside, it reminds you that you forgot to lock your door. What you do is simply you lock your door from the internet using this Internet of Things technology. This also produces big data. Let us see what are the characteristics involved in big data. What kind of data can be called as big data? The characteristics involved in big data are volume, velocity, and variety. Let us see one by one. What is volume? Volume is nothing but large amount of data. If a data wants to be called as big data, what is the amount that it should possess? I have said that the data should be of in TBs or petabytes or exabytes. That amount of data can be called as big data. Volume here suggests that the data should be very large. Here, variety. What does variety mean? Variety includes what kind of data can be called as big data. I've said that the data consists of, big data consists of structured, unstructured, and semi-structured data. We have seen about structured, unstructured, and semi-structured data in the previous section. So, here variety includes the data should be called as big data if it has structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data. Let's see velocity. Velocity is nothing but at speed at which new data is generated and the speed at which the data moves around. Speed at which the new data is generated. At what speed the data is getting generated and what speed it is moving around. Just think of social media messages going viral in seconds. How is this possible? We will know about it in the later. Here, let us see the examples of big data. I've given the example of Facebook. The videos generated in Facebook, the uploads, the news feed, the chats, the video calls, the data is being generated by all these activities. That is nearly, the data is about 500 terabytes of data per day. Turning big data into value. We have seen the volume, velocity, variety of the data. The latest technologies we have cloud computing, distributed systems together with the latest software allow us to leverage all types of data to gain insights and add value. Here, what it means is we have studied about the characteristics of the data. After studying that, if we apply these technologies, cloud computing and distributed systems together, it helps us to analyze the approach which will help us to analyze the big data. Let us understand this. Analyzing big data. How a value can be generated using big data. Let us go this in details. The activities, the conversations, words, voice, social media, browser logs, photos, videos, etc. are being generated as the data. These are the characteristics involved by the data generated by all these. We analyze the big data like text analytics, sentiment analysis, face recognition. Here face recognition is we have video analytics, something called video analytics. What it does is it analyzes the person involved in the video. Like take example, we have a video in which there are different kinds of persons. There is a possibility of analyzing the profession of the person by just analyzing the video of the person involved in it. This is done using video analytics in Hadoop. Here let us take an example of how is big data actually used. Example 1. Let us take this example. To better understand and target customers, companies expand their traditional data sets with social media, browser, text analytics or sensor data to get a more complete picture of their customers. Here what it does is, many companies, they adopt the social media as their tool to analyze the customer. They create their pages on social media. From that, they get to know information about different customers. They analyze the data, activities of their customers, and they make steps to improve their business. The big objective in many cases is to create predictive models. Here, using big data, telecom companies can now better predict customers. Let us take an example of Airtel. We have different customers who are using the Airtel network. What they do is they collect the data from the different customers. They arrange it in such a way that they analyze the data of each and every customer, of what they are using, what kind of offers they are using the most, etc. And they decide to increase their business based on this. What they do is they provide better offers for the customers to improve their business. All this is done using big data analytics. Yes, the second example is business process. The business process involves, let us take the example of Flipkart. What they do is they store the data of various customers who have visited their website and who did shopping there. They provide sufficient offers for the customers through messages, emails, etc. All this is done by analyzing the big data. Improving health. The computing power of big data analysis helps us to better understand and predict disease patterns. We can use all the data from smartwatches, wearable devices to better understand links between lifestyles and diseases. Let us see examples. How is big data actually used? Improving security and information. What they do is, how big data is using security. What the bureau persons do is, they analyze the data of each and every criminal involved in the terrorist activities. They collect their data, and what they do is they analyze what kind of techniques they are involving to harm others and whatever things they are maintaining from the past years. Analyzing that, they help to detect the terrorist flaws and cyber attacks. Police uses big data to catch criminals and criminal activities. These are some of the examples. Improving sports performance. We have improving optimizing cities and countries. For example, it helps us to optimize the traffic flows based on real-time information. Let us understand this. Let us take the example of Hyderabad. Hyderabad is such a big city that we face many difficulties in traveling. There is a lot of traffic that goes every day in Hyderabad. What we can do is, we analyze the traffic information that is being generated every day, and we can plan a system such a way that to reduce the traffic in Hyderabad, we can plan new ways by analyzing the big data from the traffic analysis. The applications of big data are endless. In each and every field, big data is being used. This is just a beginning. Now, in the next tutorials, we will see what it takes to analyze big data, what are the technologies involved to analyze big data, what is Hadoop, what are the things involved in it, all these things in the next tutorial. Hope you like this tutorial. Leave a comment below. If you have any queries, feel free to contact at the email ID given in the very first slide, and all comments are welcome. Thank you. Bye.